Hello, hello, hello. Gonna wait and see if anyone is coming on. Hello, mate. How's it going?
Excuse me. It was so. Was it? Oh, right. Send me the details. Now look. How we doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah, as you went to talk to me there, the wife started talking about caravans.
What, you buying one or have you got one?
No, we did look at potentially, but it's just the cost of it. But she found somewhere in round by us, Stuart v. Wootton way, that rent them out for a week.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Not 6 and 8 berth one. So we thought, well, we could just rent one, do that a few times and see if it's worth it. Try before you buy.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a trip in a camper van, like one of them big mobile home ones. And then
Yeah.
we basically drove up to the top of East Anglia.
Yeah.
So Sandhurst way, not is it Sandhurst? Whatever's at the top. And then over a course of a week, we drove and stayed all the way round to the bottom
Nice.
of it. Yeah, so we went around the whole coast, which was lovely. It was a great trip.
Yeah, well, this is what we sort of look, because we've got the dogs
Yeah,
and that. So take her with us and that. And we're thinking, well, we can do the camping side of it. So we're going to take her camping and see if she can sort of like that. But as the kids get bigger, we could look at a caravan and go a bit further afield. But
yeah.
at the minute, we just go down to the Henlow campsite and do like a long
Oh, yeah.
weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's decent because they're only young, 6, 5, and 3. If they get a bit annoyed with it all or whatever, we can just pack up and come home. We're only 20 minutes away.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not too much stress then, is it? Yeah, no, I like the idea.
Yeah.
My auntie had a caravan in Cosgrove,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
just north of Milton Keynes. So as a kid, we'd go up there for the weekends all the time. It
Yeah.
was great fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy, yeah. So we're looking at apparently, though, a friend of mine was saying there's a really good campsite, Peterborough Way. I can't remember what it was called, Camp and Caravan. So we're going to have a look at that one as well.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
Yeah, I think we priced up to go to, Jess was looking at to go to Mallorca next year. And I think it's about $5,000.
Yeah. And that's like probably just for an average holiday, like probably not even anything flat, is it? Like, yeah.
No. That's it's just like one of them like kid village holiday ones.
Yeah.
Where everything's there. Yeah,
I know your pain when you've got that many kids. It's I've got 4, so it just costs a fortune to get anywhere, doesn't it? It's a nightmare.
Yeah, you'd say we have to throw a few boilers and that in, and then we'll cover it.
Excellent. Right, so obviously we're on another session. So as always, I've got a little bit of a plan that's actually changed a little bit because of the question that come into the group. So I thought it'd be, again, it looks like workflow, building out campaigns and stuff seems to be where most of us want to sort of focus some attention. So I'm going to focus a bit on that. I am going to do some short videos on what I was meant to be talking today, and I'll just post them into the group, just like I have with them Loom videos that I've done.
Yeah.
I'd rather focus the time on actually building something for people that can bring tangible results. So Liam, who's not here today, obviously typically, because I'm doing it for him, but obviously you guys are going to be able to use it as well. What he wants to know is how to build a workflow so that basically if a customer books, it does something. So it basically stops and if they haven't booked, it carries on with the sequence. So I don't think I've actually built one like I don't think I've actually got one that does that at the moment. So this is a bit of a learning curve for me, but that's the best way to learn really, is just to jump in and dive in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the skeleton of that for the first sort of 20 minutes, half an hour, and show how that's done. And obviously if anyone wants a copy of that, again, I'm still I'm about probably about another hour away from being able to put some stuff into your account. It's just I had such a mess of shit that I didn't want to upload all of that because then I've got to go individually and change that in your account. So I've just got some housekeeping basically. It's just taken me a bit longer than what I anticipated. So what we're going to kick off then is just get started. So some of this is going to be repeating what we've already done. So forgive me for repeating myself, but it's a very important point. So if you remember when you land in the workflow section, let me just go back. I want you guys to get in the habit of building out folders, yeah, so that you can quickly get to the areas that you need to, because as you start to build out stuff on this, you can quickly get in a mess and get in a pickle, which I was, and I've had to slowly sort myself out, get a little bit organized. So for this one, I'm just going to create a new folder because obviously I might want to create alternative booking stuff. So I'm just going to call this the booking folder. Okay. So let me label that quickly. Online booking. So at least now I've got a place that anything to do with online booking, I know where to look. I know where to start. I know it sounds really stupid, but trust me, if you don't do it, it just gets complicated. So then I'm going to start a uh, a workflow. So there, like I said, there's these things that they call recipes. So there might be something here that already does what we want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a couple of minutes backwards and forward in between a few of the existing ones, because there might be something there that can save us a lot of time and hassle to do. So I'm going to look for appointment booking, because obviously that's going to probably give me the flow that I'm looking for. I'm just going to scroll down and see if there's anything else relevant. So probably none of these. So the likely ones look like this one might work, this one might be something, and this one. So I'm going to start here. Let's have a little ganders and see what's going on in this workflow. So this one is going to, okay, so that's going to send out a message to basically try and convert somebody to book. Let's have a quick look at what else. And they're waiting for a response. Did they reply? So if you see here, you can see it's split. Yeah. So that's what we're looking to do, because we want to build out for what Liam wanted, from my understanding. Mr. Jones not here just in case I'm misinterpreting, but what I imagined he wanted is he wanted quite a multiple steps of basically encouraging them to book, but obviously he doesn't want to keep sending that if someone books. So basically we need to split the workflow so that if they book, so this one doesn't actually do, this is about encouraging them to book. So let's just go back a sec and let's try that one, see if this one, it might be that there's not a template ready for us. No, so that's just a standard thingy. Okay, so I'm confident that these two probably, it's going to take more work to edit it than it is to just build it. So I'm just going to quickly delete that. Again, good housekeeping, keeping things organized. It takes a few minutes if you do it now, or it takes forever if you try and leave it all and keep it messy. So, oh. Okay, so let's start creating the workflow. We're going to just start from scratch, and I'm going to just wing it as I go and basically feed through the problems. Just so, because in reality, when you're going to be building stuff, this is how you're going to do it. You're just going to have to dive in and give it a go, so you can sort of see my process with it. So what I'm going to do this is call it calendar one, because I don't know what calendar he wants, whether this is going to be for a general booking or whether this is going to be for servicing or what. I don't know the details. I'm just going to call it calendar one, booking workflow. Workflow. So that's that. Okay, so what we need to do, we're not going to worry about the trigger yet, because that's going to be a bit specific. What we do is build out, I'm just going to quickly throw in some steps. Okay, so you can imagine that in this step, we're basically texting them or emailing them, basically asking them to book an appointment with a special offer or whatever. Okay, so I'm just going to throw a few of them in so we've got a visual stage, different stages here. Okay, and then okay, So what they've recently released, and I'm hoping that this will give us the solution to this. They've introduced something called a goal event. Okay. This will be the first time that I've properly sort of looked at this. So if I click on goal event, okay, I can look at what type of goal. Okay. So this one here, appointment status, is probably going to be the goal that matches what we want. Okay. He's got a boilerplate appointment calendar. I think I'm in my account. So anyway, it doesn't matter. So basically it's saying if the appointment status in this calendar gets to one of these, so I'm going to say confirmed and new. And I don't know what showed is. I don't know what that is, but basically I'm looking for a confirmed appointment. Okay. I want it to do whatever option it is. I could wait until the goal is met. Okay. Or I could end this workflow. So that's what I'm going to use here. I'm going to end this workflow if they book an appointment. Okay. So basically, if I send this text or email and they don't book, they're going to get the next one. If they don't book, they're going to get the next one, and so on for as many times as you feel comfortable to be sending them out. But at any step, if they book this appointment, it's going to end that workflow. Okay. So that's a very, very quick way to simplify this. That's obviously only going to work if you're using this, the online booking that's built into this system. If you're not using the built-in thingy, then there's a little bit, probably more of a manual step. So what we would do in that situation is when a booking is confirmed on, say, ServiceMate, okay, because I know a lot of the guys are using ServiceMate, when you see that booking come online, it would take a manual intervention to move them along the pipeline. We could zap it, we could get technical and send a zap that basically, if a new job is booked, it will move them along that pipeline automatically, okay? What I might do is showcase that so you can see the level of what this system can do. I think that might be relevant because this basically creating a goal, is super simple. I didn't realize how simple it was going to be. I thought it was going to take me a little bit longer to figure out, but it seemed like it was it's very, very simple. So let me just bring up, are any of you guys on? Are any of you guys familiar with Zapier?
No, I'm
So
not. No.
Richard, no,
Yeah, I had a
Mark's
play with
not.
it yesterday. I've set up a couple of things off yours and Etton's training videos you did.
Okay, excellent, amazing. So basically, I'm just going to quickly explain for those. Oh, sorry, Richard. Yeah, go on, mate.
Sorry, morning, Wayne. Sorry to interrupt.
Morning, mate. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, so we use Zapier. It was going to be one of my questions today is like, I want to, obviously, we're literally living out of ServiceMate at the moment. So we're looking to introduce Sales Line before they hit ServiceMate. So it would be good at some stage to show us how we integrate clients, you know, from Sales Line to ServiceMate and then back again, depending on where they are in the journey.
Yeah, definitely. So again, I built this yesterday for one of my one-to-one clients. So I'll just showcase this one as an example. So he wanted the same. He wanted to basically have them come through Sales Lion, and then at a certain point on his journey, he wanted to send that detail into ServiceMate, because obviously we don't want to be sitting there fucking double entering information and stuff like that. So this is the perfect example here, okay? So let me just load this up. So the trigger for this, okay, is that when a contact in Sales Lion, when it's the stage that it's at in that journey changes, and obviously I can get more specific. I think I have to go to edit. Sorry, bear with me. Edit. There it goes. Yeah. Okay. So basically, what we're saying is that when a pipeline stage changes, I want it. Obviously, you connect it to your lead connector, which I'll explain how to do that shortly. And what we're saying here is in the new boiler pipeline, when it moves to the stage, send to ServiceMate. So that's the stage that we've created for him. So in that pipeline. So when it moves to there, we're basically going to say, do something. Okay. So you do a quick test. There's a job there. Look, Mr. Doherty. So there we go. So that's fine. So we've got a job there. Then we tell it the next step is to tell it what to do in ServiceMate. So you have two options in ServiceMate. It can create a client for you, or it can create a job for you. Okay. So in this example, we wanted it to create the job for him, so he didn't have to do anything manually in that step. So what we then do is obviously we choose that create a job option. We connect our ServiceMate. So obviously, if you're using Zapier, you will have to integrate that. It sounds complicated. It really isn't. I will, at the end of this, I will show you how to connect the softwares together. It's simply just logging in and authorizing it. It's really simple.
Yeah, so I haven't got like a ServiceMate and that linked up with I've got the lead connector.
Yeah,
but I haven't got the ServiceMate or any of my ServiceMate or anything like that. I don't know how to do that bit.
Yeah, that's fine. Just remember that question, and I will answer it shortly. All right.
Perfect. Yeah, no worries.
Cool. So then what we do is the action now. So remember what we've said is if the pipeline status changes to a certain pipeline stage, we want it to create a job. And then now this is where we populate the information. So customer names. If I click here, you get up a list of custom fields here that you can input. Okay. So whatever you tick here will go in the customer name of the job that is going to be auto-created. Okay. So you've got to make sure that these match up. Yeah. So obviously like job address, right? What I don't want to put in job address is the client's first name, because it's just going to confuse ServiceMate and not obviously understand what's going on. It will just put the data in, whether it's right or wrong. Okay. So obviously I'm going to choose customer address here. For this, I've chose the billing address to be the same. But if you're doing estate agent stuff, it might get a little bit, you might have to make a slight change here because obviously the billing address might be slightly different. But for the most, the job address and the billing address is going to be the same. If it means that on ServiceMate you have to change the billing address, that might just be one of the things that you have to deal with. If in the odd occasion that it might be that you're doing work for a company that owns another property and wants the billing address to be XYZ, whereas the job address is something else. We would be able to find a workaround. I'm sure we could work out a way to do it. But again, I can't dive technically into every single possible scenario. It's just one of the things that we'd work out and deal with it. We could put a job description. So if you've got notes in the system, you could have them notes brought in as the job description, or if in this example, okay, in this pipeline, it's a new boiler lead that has now booked an appointment and he wants to send that information to ServiceMate. So I'm just going to put in boiler quote visit. Just so the job description on ServiceMate will be boiler quote visit. If there's anything specific that you wanted to add from the information available, by all means, you could pick it. I'm just looking at the options that you've got. So where would notes be? I'm sure. Yeah. You could put like lead value. Yeah, there's not a notes option anyway. So yeah, so you'd have to manually write in whatever you want that job to do. If there's any work completed note, but obviously at this stage we're going to bring this job in quote, yeah, because that's the journey. The journey is that they've booked a quote visit. I put in like the email address and all of the details. Again, I'm just to do that. I'm just clicking on it and then I'm finding the relevant zone here to put that information in, and then we're going to say continue. And oh wait, let's go back because I missed a step there. Here, so can you see where it says job status? Obviously, if you've got another pipeline where it's not a quote, you would just create a zap for that pipeline that then brings the job in as either a works order, completed, unsuccessful, or quote, like you would on ServiceMate when you create a new job. You can choose them options as generic. In this example, it's quote. Ooh, okay, so that is that. Publish that quickly. So that is it. That is as simple as getting the information from Sales Lion into ServiceMate. It works in reverse as well if you want it to be. So you could create a Zap for example, I know I've got one, so let me just showcase an example here. So your new boiler, that's mine. So here we go. This one here. Oh, someone's trying to join. That's them. So in this example here, okay, what we're telling it to do is that when a job in ServiceMate in the category, because those that use ServiceMate, you know, you can have job categories, okay? If you're not using job categories, or if you're using job categories to track your leads, which I know some of you might be, we need to rethink that, because the categories is the only way that Zapier can pull relevant data out of ServiceMate. So in my job categories in ServiceMate, we have new boiler, we have annual boiler service, we have plumbing works, basically ways that I can identify them when I'm trying to negotiate where that comes in and out of different systems that I'm making talk together. So in this example, if the job, I need to go to edit, sorry. So I've linked that. The trigger is when that job, if there's a job that is in the category new boiler lead and that job is completed, okay, it's going to then do something, which if I come down here, it's going to add or update the opportunity. Okay, that's the selection that I've chosen. There is lots of different things that you can do. You can just update the contact details. You could add a task, for example. So you could say that if that job is completed, I want it to set a task in Sales Lion to, you could want to do a manual phone call or something like that. So it's just a way of automatically, it could be a good example here, you could add a task to register the guarantee for the office person or something like that, you know. And again, every time that job type is completed, that task is going to ping up to the relevant person. But in this example, I want it to add or update the opportunity. Okay. And then obviously it's linked to my account. And the action there is I want to make sure that the first name and last name are there. Phone number, the system will pick up by it's the email first. Okay. So it will look for a matching email in the pipeline that we selected. Okay. And if it doesn't find that, it will a new opportunity. So you've got to make sure that you're putting the same contact details in both systems. And obviously, we've just shown you how to zap information in, so we're going to know that that data is going to line up. So basically, so what then's going to happen is we've added a tag here, so it's called a boiler lead. The source in this example is organic lead. Really, that should be deleted. Oh no, because that's, I'll explain why in a minute. One sec. And then we get the notes. So the job description from ServiceMate, I'm going to stick into the notes on Sales Lion. And then in the new boiler pipeline, okay, I've shown you the wrong example, but let me continue. So in the new boiler pipeline, it's going to move this contact to appointment booked. Okay, so this wasn't a job complete one. I've confused myself at the top. So this is a new job. If we create a new job in ServiceMate that is in the category new boiler lead, so this, for example, could be a prime example here is that my engineer might be on site. We turned up to 15-year-old boiler. The customer has said, "Can I have a quote?" So obviously they're not in Sales Lion as a new boiler lead. Yeah, so they're not in the pipeline because we've gone there to do a job and turned in to a quote. So rather than have to put them into Sales Lion, we've already got all their details because we're there for the breakdown or the service or whatever it is. This is going to then send that information back into Sales Lion and put it in the right category that we want it to be. Okay, does that make sense? Give me a little nod or a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is that. Them two examples that I've shown you are ways that you can send it from Sales Lion into ServiceMate, and you can send it back from ServiceMate into Sales Lion. Okay. So the purpose of that is to create. Not only does it stop you double entering, but okay, so you don't have to faff about putting the same contact details in different software. It can all talk to each other. But what it also gives us the ability to do is, so in that example that I just told you there that so we were there on the job. It turned into a quote that we weren't expecting. What I what I want it then to do is obviously by putting it in the relevant pipeline stage, that is then going to kick off the automations that I built for that workflow. So that starts to happen all automatically now. Yeah, so these are all small things that are starting to happen that we don't have to think about. So if you've got on ServiceMate, you might have the appointment booking reminder automation set up. So if it sends the information from sales line and creates the job, and then that job is then scheduled in, in the diary, obviously that's again another automation that's then going to kick off, and it just keeps everything working smoothly without too many manual interventions, because ultimately that's where mistakes happen. The more manual stuff that you have to do, the more chance you've got of flipping and not doing it. For example, how many times have you meant to bring that customer back, or you've meant to send that customer the reminder for the appointment? You're on mute, Richard. I think you're talking to somebody else. Right. So don't worry. I thought you were talking to me, mate. Where was I? Lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah. So to connect Mark, refresh my mind on that question. So you want to connect your ServiceMate to Zapier, is that correct?
Yeah, so I've never used Zapier before.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Have you got an account with Zapier yet?
I think I looked at it once when I started to have a look on ServiceMate, and it said you could like link stuff, but I've not done anything with that. So I'll have to double check and make sure I have.
Okay, one sec. Let me look at their current plans. I'm just having a look, because I have capacity to have some Zap on my system, okay, for no charge, because I get unlimited Zap, but certain Zaps use tasks, okay, and this is where, so certain Zaps will use tasks. So you can see I'm using 157 tasks on average a month. I think this reset today. So the whole month has passed and I've only used 157. Yeah,
right.
But I'm paying for 2,000. So I'm more than happy for people to get started, especially you early people that have jumped in. I'm more than happy you can utilize my Zapier,
Yeah.
If it gets to the point that you're sucking all of my tasks and it's costing me money, we might have to have a quick conversation about an additional charge to cover the task.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, if I'm only using 157 and I've got loads of shit happening, I've probably got the ability to have 10 of you guys, utilizing mine. And then it's not massively, so I pay monthly. So I pay 60 quid a month, right, for mine. There is a free one, but you only get to build 5 Zaps. So that might be enough, that might be more than enough for what you want to do. Then there's the 24.99 one, and you get 20 Zaps. And if you notice here, look, there's an update time, so there can be a lag in the Zap actually.
Right.
Whereas on my plan, the Zap will happen within 2 minutes. Yeah. And obviously, if I wanted to upgrade even higher, it happens quicker. I have never noticed a delay at all. It's pretty much instantaneous. So I think they just have that. If the server's really busy, they've got to prioritize their customers that are banging them out a lot more money than I am. But what I can do is I can more time.
Oh, yes, yeah, you can build it up to like 5,000, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. So obviously costs more a month. So if we got to the point that, like, let's say, Mark, that you're using 500 tasks a month, I might say, look, mate, can you just contribute 20 quid a month into it? Because technically you're saving yourself money anyway, because ultimately if you've got your own account,
you've got that there,
yeah. I just want a little caveat that it's not just a free-for-all. You can't just do everything that you want if it's really task orientated.
I just want to set up that, as you say, so ServiceMate and sales line will talk to each other rather than be duplicating it. I don't think I've got anything else other than that I would use it for, but I might do once I get to working how to do it. But
I'm just going to look at what Zaps are actually using my task. I've never actually looked. So
you will set up some more tasks than that, mate. Once you see some of the videos, the stuff that you can do with it is absolutely mental.
Is that what Zapier itself?
Yeah. So I've watched Wayne and Etton's videos that they've put in Vault, And when you get a Google review, if it's a 5-star, it now automatically publishes to my Facebook and creates a post saying we've got a new 5-star. That's epic.
Oh right,
Because
yeah.
I never post out to my social media, so it just sits a bit stagnant. So at least with getting a new review, it's posting something. But yeah, it's wild.
The world is honestly, when you start going down this rabbit hole, you can quickly do a lot. But again, I don't want everyone to run too fast, because you can quickly sort of lose track of what you've done and get all confused, and then you get overwhelmed, and then you don't want to do it anymore because you're like, fuck that, I don't know what's happening. So just proceed with caution. Watch them videos that are in the vault, because they are useful. So there's 3 videos that me and Efan done. We did like a beginner, intermediate, and sort of more higher level examples. And yeah, there's no rush. You don't have to do all of this straight away.
No, I just probably just need to set it up then, really, don't I? And just sort of through it.
Yeah. So it's up to you. If anyone wants to use mine, feel free. If you just want to create a free account first and see how you get on Zapier, then obviously you're more than welcome to do that.
Zapier have got a 2-week trial on Teams, so you can have full access to everything.
Right,
and then
okay.
You can change it so that when you've trials up, mine's going to drop onto 20 quid a month plan.
Oh, you've just set yours up then, essentially. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to have at least the 20 quid a month plan to use some of the premium apps. I think, which is like Google Ads and stuff like that.
Oh, I'll take a look at that later then. That sounds like something I need to set up anyway, so I can automate some of the stuff, because at the minute I'm just going to duplicate loads of stuff.
Well, I've just managed to get mine going from a Facebook ads. So when somebody fills the form in there, it goes into Sales Lion, sends them a welcome message to thanks. Do you want us to book you a thing? It's clever. You can do all sorts of stuff like it.
Yeah. And remember that this onboarding is 6 to 8 weeks of like a couple of sessions a week, doing a lot of like trying to get as much content as possible. I'm going to be doing at least one session a week for everybody on the software going forward indefinitely. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity to have time with me, have time with the other guys, and discuss it. And so it's not just at the end of the 6 weeks or 8 weeks. I think it's 6 to 8 weeks. I think I sort of earmarked that it's going to take a bit of extra work. You're not going to just be left to your own devices. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity to sort of talk through things, build things, like this thing for Liam, for example. I didn't realize how simple it was. So he probably won't even want me to share this to him, because he can just build it himself in a couple of seconds. But we can do like we did with getting your one sorted, Mark, last session or the session before. Then weekly sessions are that's what they're designed for, to get stuff done that maybe you just haven't had the time to sort out. You haven't sort of had the technical mind to work it out yet, or whatever. So
I've had a play with that one. I think I'd say I've got that one like pretty much done. I used one of the email templates that was on there and managed to link in my like Facebook and Insta and stuff like that onto it on the workflow. So I think, and I've tested it. Yeah, new lead from website one. I've now sort of put that in.
Just checking the trigger just to make sure that that's correct.
Yeah.
So then it's going to class it as a new lead. Yeah. You've added a tag as website inquiry. Lovely. You're going to get a notification. You're going to get.
Then I've got my template one.
Yeah. Perfect. Excellent. And then you've got a text message going out. Again, you use template. You're the A-star student, mate. You're doing it correctly.
Yeah. Got that in there, yeah. And then that one, I've just put that as the internal task, isn't it?
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah.
That will add a task, so that will be on your task list.
Yeah.
What you could also do is you could add a notification, so you physically get notified that there is a new lead that's come in.
Yeah.
So that you, for example, you would go down here.
I think that's there, isn't it? The internal notification bell. Is that that one?
My bad. Yeah, I've missed that. Sorry, mate. Yeah. internal.
Yeah, that's what you you put that in. Yeah.
Cool. So that's already done. Yeah. So that's the perfect example. So whenever that form is filled in, this is going to happen. Yeah. Lovely. Nice and simple. Keeps you informed, keeps you on task. So you know you've got a task list filled in, so you can make sure that you're not forgetting things. And more importantly, it lets the customer know that something's happening. You know, that they've not just submitted that form and it's ended up in the abyss somewhere. It means that you're aware of it.
I now just need to embed that form onto my website. So we just need to sort that out.
Let's just showcase that now. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
This first bit's gone really quick. It won't really complicate it at all. So what you would do is you would find the form. That's the wrong bit. Yeah. Sorry. They've added this new thing here. I need to work out what that is. So basically we'd find the form. Okay. So this is your form. And then down the bottom. Oh, okay. So they've added some new stuff there as well. Let's go options. This is all changed. Yeah. Okay. This is a different layout. Just slightly changed. So you can, okay, anyone, I might have explained this before. Have I explained about how you can input your Facebook pixel into this form? Have I?
You mentioned it, but you didn't go further.
Okay, so I'm not going to explain fully what a Facebook pixel is and how to do that. That's a whole fucking world of problems. Not problems, but like challenges to understand. But basically, you can get this code from Facebook, okay, that is called a pixel. What that pixel does is that if anything triggers that pixel, so if it's on your website and someone visits your website, a little bit like Google Analytics, yeah, it knows, it leaves a cookie on that customer so that you can, if you choose to, you can market to that customer through the Facebook ad network, okay, which works on Facebook, Instagram, but also on multiple websites. And you know, when you go on a website and there's Google ads on the side, some of them are Google ads, some of them are Facebook ads that are powered by Facebook or Google. So what the pixel does, for this example, we could put the pixel in here, okay, and what that will do is that will start to build in the background. Anybody that comes on this form, okay, it will know who that person is behind the scenes, like as in like with tracking, okay, not by name. You're not going to find out the name of the person that's gone on that form, but what you can then do, for example, you could build an ad on the Facebook ads platform that targets the people that have been on this form. Okay, and so you could just show ads that's very, very cheap because you're not showing ads to thousands and unless you've got thousands of inquiries, but I'm generally thinking we're not got thousands of inquiries. So it's very cheap because it's not going to a lot of people, but what it does is it's very good at reminding customers. Customers are busy, yeah. They might click on the link on the form and then their kid cries or they need to go and freaking pick up the dog muck that's done in the garden and they might forget to go back. So if you can do retargeting ads, you could have an ad specifically based around whatever this form is used for. So you could do a video, for example, and like say, hi, I'm Mark from JMR Heating. You've been on our website recently. Click here to book your appointment for the free quote or whatever it might be. So you can get very, very bespoke. That is sort of more pro level, if that makes sense with marketing. It takes a little bit of learning. You can obviously pay people to do this, but the point I'm trying to make is that it gives you the ability to easily track that and give you the option, because retargeting is one of the most underused things that you can do, because at the moment, if you're running ads, you're basically just saying to the world, hey, I'm here, yeah. Or if you've got Google ads, you're a bit more targeted and you're targeting people that are searching for a new boiler or searching for a new fuse board or whatever it is. What this gives us the ability to do is miss out the mass market and go to the people that have actually shown real interest in whatever it might be that you do. So for example, in Off the Tools, anybody that has I'll give a prime example of this. I wrote a report, right, on inflation. Some of you have probably read it. I wrote it actually like 4 years ago, and it's still, people still download it every single day today. What that does is, behind the scenes, that is just collecting a database. So if I'm a bit quiet, if I lose a couple of clients because they move on or whatever happens, I will run an ad that will target those people, because I've given some value to them people. They've been on my website, they've downloaded it, so they're already half interested in potentially getting better as a business person. So for me, it's like a prime fishing pool, isn't it? It's like full of fish that are hungry and maybe want to bite. Yeah. Some of you might be here because of the ads that I've done. You might have, a lot of people, you're oblivious to it when you're scrolling through Facebook or whatever. You might have clicked on something that was an ad from me targeting you because maybe a year ago you went on my website. Like, it's very, very powerful. And not everyone is ready to buy straight away. So retargeting lets you sort of stay in their mindset, stay in their world for a little while and hang around. And obviously, if they're not showing any interest, the ad will stop target them. It will stop targeting them with their algorithms. I don't obviously understand that. But anyone that is interested in the power of Facebook and the pixel and advertising, I've got a guy who's produced a course. I'm halfway through it because I like to, before I promote anything, I like to make sure that it's decent. And as long as the rest of the course is how it is, which I'm going to go through tomorrow, the rest of it, I will be sending out information courses. It's not my course. It's not something I've produced. It's just a decent. He contacted me and it sounded decent, so I said, "Give me a look at it. If it's decent, I'll let people know, because it can help people ultimately." But that takes, you have to obviously spend money, because you have to put money into the pot and stuff. But anyway, I've gone on a total tangent there. So what we need to do is to integrate this. Okay, there's multiple ways we can integrate. Some of you, for some reason, this is the newer one. That could just be that you've ticked it in the lab section to get the newest one, or it could be that they've changed it across the board. So your button might be down here, but ultimately it's going to say the same thing. It will say integrate. Okay, that's the word that we're looking for, and then it will bring up this pop-up menu here for us to choose where we want this form to go. Okay, so we have 5 options. Okay, 4 that you can see here, and then there's the link type that I would have sent you, Mark. For example, I sent you just a link, so it just opens up as if it's its own page and its own thing. Yeah. So that's the very rudimental way of using it, and I've got a couple of clients that have used that. So anyone that uses WhatsApp, for example, you can send an auto response to an inquiry. Can't you? If someone texts you, you can have it send a message automatically. And what they've done is they put that link in that message, and it basically says, "Oh, thank you for contacting yournewboiler.com. Please submit your inquiry here, just to try and eliminate having to sort of text back manually and whatever." That's one way of using it. Anyway, this here, so you've got a sticky sidebar. So what that means is, okay, if you were to go on a website, you've probably been on a website and seen it. I haven't got the sticky form here. But what would happen is it would come up in the side here. Right? It sort of like pops out a little bit like this at the bottom, like that, okay? But it would happen automatically. As they're scrolling, it would come into their screen and encourage them to put their details in, yeah? So for an example for that sort of form, I'm not saying you do this, Mark, but I'm saying you could do it, join our email list, yeah? So that's just a really short form, probably just email addresses and nothing, that maybe a name, where they can just put their details in and press submit. Okay. So that's one way to do it. You've got a polite slide in. So this appears at the bottom. Okay. So that is pretty similar to the sticky one will stay with them as they scroll. This one will politely slide in and then slide out if they don't engage with it. You've got a pop-up. Okay. So the pop-up will basically, you can set the trigger for the pop-up, okay? So you can say that if they scroll 40% down the website, you want it to automatically pop up, yeah?
That's quite clever.
Okay? Or you can have it activate on to the second visit. Yeah? So if they visit your website and then they come back to your website, it will pop it up, yeah? Because it must mean that they're fairly interested. So again, you can do lots of different things. You can also deactivate it. Yeah. So you can say only show the customer it twice. Yeah. If they haven't,
I just
haven't
want to.
been interested. Oh,
Yeah, I was just saying. I just want to say how good that activate on second visit is. We were looking at some websites for inspirations to laying out the service plan bit.
Yeah.
And a site that me and my missus had revisited, it come up on a second one saying if you sign up, you can have a £30 Amazon voucher.
Yeah, this is the
because
power
we'd already
that you
been
can
on,
do, yeah.
and then we'd gone again. They were like, right, now you're here again. Here's a £30 Amazon voucher if you sign up to one of the service plans. And we were like, fucking right good. And we were like, how do we get this? And then obviously last night we seen this form because we were just putting it on website, like, and then obviously that's how we realised that's how you can do it. So it's clever.
A little tip if you're shopping online, yeah, is to try and activate this, because what you'll get is discounts. Yeah. So if you go on a website and you want to buy, I don't know, fucking, I recently bought this like cigarette replacement thing, right? This is one of the capsules that you put in. It's not a vape. It's nothing. It's not vaping. Anyway. I'm not going to go into it. But basically, I went on the website. Same thing, right? Went on the website, scrolled through, clicked on the product, looked at it. Was like, it's like 80 quid. You know, is it worth it? Forget it. Next time I went on the website, I got the pop-up with 20% off.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to save money yourself as well. So if you're going to go and buy something, don't just buy on that first visit. Revisit the page, scroll all the way to the bottom, because it could be that it triggers if you get towards the bottom of the page, because they think, okay, he's more interested the more he goes down that page, and you can actually save yourself quite a few quid if you're that way inclined. So
could you have it so, like, as you've got there, so if I put scroll 50%, activate on 2 visits, deactivate after 3 times or whatever, so it would do that, but then could I also have it embedded, so if they clicked on the quote, get a quote button, it will come up as well?
Yeah. So basically what we would do here, let me just, before I say yes, let me just double check that. So
then you get the best of all the worlds then, don't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. Worst case, all you would do is duplicate the form.
As another form, and then
because what I've got a feeling is if I copy that embed code, let me just go on Google Docs quickly. I'm just going to paste it and see. It must be a different.
You'd have it for different reasons, wouldn't you? You'd have your permanent form constantly on, your contact us form, and then if you were having sort of like a £30 Amazon voucher, you'd only want that under a certain criteria, like if you visited twice and scrolled halfway down page or whatever. You won't want that £30 Amazon offer.
That's correct. So you would have to. I see what you're saying there. Yeah.
So it'd be different criteria for different forms.
Yeah, but if it's the same form that you want to show up in different areas,
that's what I'm thinking. It's not a different form, is it? It's the same form.
Not in the example that you're thinking, Mike. I totally get what you're saying there, and yes, in that case, it would have to be separate form for that purpose. But
that's a great form that you could put in and out, isn't it? Like for stuff. That's what Mike's saying there, like for some vouchers or whatever.
Yeah, and then if you want that form to come up when they click a button, there's a I think it's an API link that's instead of having the full script like that, which is what we've just used.
Sorry, say that again, Mike.
So, because we've got it for one of the service plans, I just made it up last night. So we use the copy form link.
Yep.
So you get that, and it's just a little sentence, and you can attach that to a button. So at the bottom of one of the service plans, it says you click the button, and it opens your form up.
That's correct. Yeah.
Embedding all that.
Yeah. So if you want just a button to open, you would use that link version, that copy form link. If you want it to do the pop up or slide in or be in line, because I know Mark, you mentioned about being in line, which basically is, I'll just show you an example of in line.
I'm not too fat, like, because if it works quite well with that pop up, I think like after 2 visits that pops up and they scroll through, and then there's what Mike was saying there about using the link. So when they press the button, it brings up the link page. That would be okay as well.
Yeah, Yeah. You can use it in multiple ways. So this is an inline form. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the you basically put that little bit of code on the web page, and when that web page is there, that's the form. It looks like it's in the website, so to speak.
Oh yeah, that's more what I was talking about. Yeah, yeah.
So you can do that. So you could create a new page on your website, have that embedded, and then use the link to that page on the button on another page. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because what I was wanting to do, because obviously on my website they've branded it all and that, I wanted to keep that color scheme into the quote button. So they press that, it brings up another page, which all looks like the website, but it's just got that form on it.
Yeah. So in that example, what you would do is you would use the so obviously if you click the link, this is what comes up. Yeah. It's just like an independent page. If you wanted it like how, so if someone texts me now, for example, I would send them this link here.
Yeah, but it goes to the
page
website as well.
Yes, because not only am I getting the traffic to the website, which helps with Google thinking that like you're popular and all of that. Obviously, I've got the pixel installed, which I can do in the form as well, but it's in the website as well. And you can customize all around it, can't you? So you can do like you could have your menu. Obviously, like if I'm here, there's no menu to go back or anything like that.
No, and also whilst they're on the website, they're probably likely to maybe have a look at a couple of other bits.
Yeah, exactly. So for what you want, then you need to get your web guy, or is it you that does it? Sorry.
No, I've got this. My next door neighbour, the web people.
Okay.
Yeah, burnt orange.
So basically, you need to go to Forms Builder. Click on it. Click on the form. Go to Integrate. Choose Inline. Okay.
Click on Inline, and then get the.
So, you want it to always show, always
code.
Activate, and never deactivate. Okay, so you need to make sure that them three are clicked to never deactivate, because this is a specific page for the contact, isn't it? So it's not like a promotion or anything. And then you would just copy the embed code. The guys on the other 10-second job basically to do it. It's honestly, it's not technical at all. They just need to create the page. Creating the page will take them longer than embedded the form into it. Yeah.
Fine.
Copy and paste it in. And then it would look like this, but obviously with your form.
Yeah, no, that'd be slick. Yeah, that'd be nice. I'll send that over to him in a bit then. So then as we were saying there again, so I've got that bit on the quote bit. Then if I wanted it to pop, so if they're scrolling halfway down, if I wanted it just to pop up after 2 times they do it, would I have to create another form, or could I use the same?
You would have to test it. I've got a feeling that you would have to duplicate the form.
Yeah,
which is really simple. You would just go here, click there, click duplicate, and just rename it. So rename it pop up booking form, just so you know. But you might find you can. I'm not sure.
It probably would be better just to have it as 2 things, because then, as Mark was saying, what I could do is always change it if I wanted to throw an offer on it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The only thing you've got to think about then is it's a new form. Okay.
Yeah, that's
so what you would then have to do is go to your automations,
add it in,
duplicate that automation. Okay. Again, nice and simple. Duplicate it, and then you would change the trigger to the new form for that one.
Yeah.
Everything else can stay the same because it's capturing the same data.
Yeah.
But if it was a special offer, for example, you might want that special offer to go to a different pipeline, a different journey and stuff. So all these little things you just need to think about before you do it.
Yeah, it's good though, because you're building the little foundations of stuff, isn't you? And then just duplicate it across. Yeah,
and that's again the luxury is that you don't have to. There's certain bits that don't duplicate, but the majority of things you can just easily duplicate and just tweak 1 or 2 things and it's done, which is lovely because it means you ain't scrapping about doing loads of crap from scratch.
Another good thing with the forms, because I have had a good play with it.
Good.
I've created mine to obviously sell my service plan.
Yeah.
So you fill the form in, and then
could I jump in your account, Mike? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I don't like to go on people's accounts if they like just willy-nilly. So I only go in if someone
Yeah,
lets me,
it's fine.
basically. I don't want to be going through people's stuff. Why is my internet going down? I was hoping to be in the garden today. I bought a special adapter and everything. And again, my internet just would not work out there. I was gutted. It was like really sunny where I am. Sorry, mate. Took my internet. So I didn't have a little paddy.
I've only just started looking at the service plan stuff. I've got them on the website. I've set it up with Go Cardless.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just going to
Excellent.
say that I've set mine up with. So
Am
yeah,
I
but-
okay to click in
Yeah,
and
yeah,
have a little
yeah.
ganders? Yeah.
yeah, so you can click on that.
Because I've set them up in Go Cardless as
So-
like individual plans, but I don't know if
Yeah,
that was the right way of doing it or not.
That's what I've done with this.
Yeah.
So this form now, you fill your details in. I've embedded the terms and conditions. You've got to select. You've got to fill everything in.
Yeah.
But that now, when you submit that, will go to the Go Cardless link. So you'll then fill your details in on Go Cardless. So that's
Excellent.
automatically linked to it. So you fill this in, you get the API from Go Cardless. That takes you over there. And then with Zapier, you can have it when a new direct debit mandate has been created. That then zaps, and I've created a welcome email in this, just to say thanks for signing up.
Lovely. Love
and then
that,
will
mate.
then
Great work.
automatically send that out to them. Because it's been a nightmare when somebody signed up on them messaging my missus. I'm like, right, fucking send them that link out so it gets a booking form for service mate on it so they can book themselves in.
Lovely.
So yeah.
So how
that's-
have you got the tag to be signed
So-
up in Go Cardless? Is that
So in Zapier,
Yes.
it
Okay,
takes the
cool.
details,
Yeah.
creates that tag. That tag then
Perfect.
gets
Yeah.
added and then does just that little bit.
And with your service plan itself, like the direct debit, did you set the service plan up? Did you set the direct debit up in Go Cardless?
Yeah.
Because they've only got, you can't alter the price, can you? You have to set up a whole new service plan.
Yeah, so I were only running one for a bit. It's just $8.99. It's a boiler service and a bit of.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I did
yeah.
Wayne's training. That's how I got onto it. But yeah, so it's only since then I've started seeing obviously you can do more because it's good, but it's just I like to try and make it look a bit better than just sign up here and then try and send an email and
because it won't happen. You'll forget. You'll forget.
Exactly.
You'll not do it, and
So
whereas doing this, you've done the work now when it's done, isn't it?
An emailing campaign monitor, and obviously that would cost him like, well, it's not a lot, but it's £10 a month. Then she'd have to go on, do a campaign just for one email to send that out, and then it just
with
got
that
a bit
question
messy.
mark, you said about not being able to change the price. Why would you want to change the price? Do you mean it like in like a year's time you want to do an annual increase because you can change that price?
Yeah, so if I've set up the Ingo Cardless, I've set up, say, the service plan. I think it's £12 a month or something like that. And I've got one for boiler service. I've got one for boiler service with unvented cylinders. I've got one for air conditioning and heat pumps. So it's like 3 different prices. But so all the contracts run for 12 months and then they end. Then they would have to re-sign up, for example.
Why? Just leave them running.
Do you? Yeah. So I've just set them up running just not as an auto renewal.
Oh no!
Keep it running, mate.
Auto renewal, mate. 100%.
Yeah,
keep
so
that money coming in.
Yeah. So all right. So I might have to reset the plans up then.
Yeah. And then once the plan's set up, so this one, let's say peace of mind. Obviously, I can see the customer that's on it. So this one was a bespoke one. So it wasn't one of our standard ones. So I just created this as a one plan. But I'm pretty certain that if I click on that customer and go to edit, no, sorry, I have to go onto that and go to manage edit. I can change her price. So for next year, if I want to up that by £2, I can go in here, change the price, and then the next direct debit that comes out and future ones will be that price.
Oh, okay.
So
can you do that on an actual, not on a bespoke one, on a normal one?
So it won't, as far as I know, let me just have a look. So let's do this one. Let's put everyone on Alliance up. So I don't think you can edit the price on the plan, no, as a whole. So when it's a one plan, you can't just change that price.
Yeah, because that's how I've set
You
them
have
up.
to go individually. And
otherwise you'd be able to just rip like 1,000 people off in one fell swoop, wouldn't you? Put the five direct debit up to 100 quid and then
so it looks like you have to click on the individual and then change their individual price.
Yeah, so if you've got a plan for $12.99 a month and you've got 50 people on it, and you were going to put that plan up by £1, you would have to go into each individual person on that plan and up it by £1. Oh, I mean that's not an issue. That's not a problem.
It looks like that's the case, unfortunately.
Because that's what I was seeing. I don't think you can just change a plan price.
Yeah, mine's all messy. I've got fucking things everywhere. But look, there's definitely no option there, is there?
No, that's why I had to move to run for 1 year and then I would if I wanted to up the price of the plan. But I don't think I
would just leaving my old customers on whatever price they've signed up for, just as a bit of a loyalty thing.
Yeah,
I did for about 4 years, and then last year I was like, do you know what? I've still got people paying me like £6 from fucking like 2012 when they signed up. So I was like, no, this is enough.
Yeah,
now.
mine's not been running that long, but yeah, for a couple of years, I'll just leave them as they are.
Yeah, because what I didn't want to do was have to start a new plan for someone every 12 months or sign them back up onto the same plan. So
yeah, because you can lose customers dead easy when you're going to have to re-sign them up every 12 months.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So what you've done in the T's and C's, essentially, you've just got it's a minimum 12-month contract, and then they can leave any time after that they want.
Yeah,
that's how I've run mine. Yeah. So it's a rolling contract after that first 12 months. Subject to though, it does say my ones do say something along that once something is like, so one of my plans is or a couple of my plans cover parts and labour. So if you've called us out,
it's subject to whatever
and we've done something in that new year, it's you're subject to either pay for that visit if you cancel or stay for the 12 months. Whether it would stand up in court, I'm not too sure, but it's just one of them things, isn't it? It's happened once or twice in the years that I've done it, where someone has signed up, a couple of months later, I've gone out and changed the pump or something to spend a couple £100, and then 2 months later they cancelled the plan, and you're like, fuck's sake, it's one of them things. It's like the risk of business, isn't it? Like Sainsbury's, Tesco's, and all of that. They know that 3% of their stock will go missing or get damaged over the course of the year. It's just a cost that you sort of have to just accept. But there'll be the odd cock.
Because once you've got them going anyway, you essentially book the service towards the end of the service, the end of the year anyway, so you're covering your costs anyway. So
the best way that we basically will sign new people up either when we fit a new boiler, but then they're paying in advance because their service is then not due for the next year, or if we're at Mrs. Smith and we've just serviced the boiler and she's like, oh, can I join your plan? We will just give her a little discount on today's visit as a thank you for joining the plan. And then again, she's prepaid for
that's it. That's how I was. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I heard that when you were doing the trade, you were doing something with Etan on Zapier, and you said about, when you're on your way, you give them a little discount if they sign up. So I used it yesterday. I went to a customer and I says, right, I says, while I'm here, I says, obviously about service plans. I says, I'll knock you 20 quid off your boiler service today if you sign up to the service plan. And they were like, oh yeah, sound. So I was like, right, result. Because what I had been doing was letting them just sign up and then servicing the boiler just for, because it's better for me to take it on chin now and have that constant money rolling in. Whereas going like I'm going to do an offer for off-price boiler service if you sign up. Because people always don't just want to sign up to a service plan, so you've got to give them a bit of something, haven't you?
They're
already booked in for a service, then giving them a discount if they sign up. They're just going for it.
And we do that on new boilers as well. So if they join our basic plan, they get 50 quid off the new boiler. If they join our medium plan, they get 75. If they join our high plan, they get £100. because in the boiler I can afford to take that little bit of an extra hit.
Yeah.
And for most people, getting 50 quid or 100 quid off is like an instant reward, isn't it? Fucking hell, I just saved 100 quid. I was going to get my boiler service next year anyway, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that worked really well. And that's all automated as well. So we're promoting that in the gap between they've accepted the quote and when we install it, then that's where we're mentioning the service plans, and then they're also mentioned by the engineer on site, and then they're also followed up with when we're asking if everything's okay and all of that. We're saying, don't forget, you can join our service plan and get a discount. It worked really, really well. We just,
I'll go back into my Go Cardless then, and probably because I've not, it's not really live as such yet. I can alter some of the plans to never ending. Can you alter a plan's end date without setting up a new plan?
I don't know. If you've got no customers in it, it might let you edit it all. I don't know. It might. You'll have to just have a little play with that, mate, and see what the score is.
If not, I can set some new ones up and then re-embed them into the website. So it don't make odds. It's one of them, isn't it?
Cool. Yeah.
I think we digressed a bit anyway.
Why haven't you created any
100% my fault
pipelines yet, Mike?
Because somebody said that they were putting theirs in for us the other day.
Oh,
so
that bald bloke that's been promising it for weeks.
That one.
All right, I tell you what, I will get them done at the very, very latest 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. That'll be my deadline. By 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'll have everything that I've got in. That gives me a hard deadline. So I've got 2 meetings after this, so I might not get it done this afternoon. All right?
Yeah, that'll be lovely.
Excellent. And obviously you can use what I've got. You can delete it. You can just use it as inspiration. And obviously there's going to be new stuff added all the time as well. So, but I will send out notifications when I've added something new so that you're aware and you can have a little gander and look and see what you think. All right?
Yeah, lovely.
Coolio. Any other questions, guys?
No, not from
I think that's it.
me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So just to recap then, we showed you how to create that goal event. So if an appointment is booked.
Oh yeah, that were it. About that goal event.
Yeah.
Are you sure that don't have to go in first?
No, if you look here, mate, 1 second. Hope I'm not wrong. Automation zone, workflow. What did we call it?
I was well pleased with the stuff I'd done on it, and then Mike's just come on here today and gone, I've done this, and this. I'm like, fucking hell. He's not blowing.
Yeah, but I hadn't done all templates and stuff that you've made. I've just been messing with other stuff.
Yeah, I've been playing with that. The email templates, though, if you look at the ones already created and you like the look of one, when you click, I want that one, you can then just go in and delete all the stuff you don't want and leave the other bits in. And I was having to play, and it took me a little while at first, but now an email template will literally take you 5 minutes. They're pretty good.
Yeah, well, I found that with forms because there's obviously the service plan training on there. You see, obviously, Francis goes through one of the forms how to embed your terms and conditions on a form.
Yeah.
With a little bit of HTML code. There's a free website thing that you put it on. Fucking right clever. So rather than having to send them out separate, it's just a little tab. You click on it, and then it opens your T's and C's up. Making them click the button to accept it, rather than anybody going, I didn't. I didn't know.
Powerful.
Whereas there's a button that says you can't submit my form until you've clicked that button to say, I accept it. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Watch them videos; they're very good. But yeah, this goal event.
Yeah, read that top bit, mate. So when a contact meets the condition of the goal event, they will jump straight to the goal, regardless of where they were in the workflow, and continue from the goal event. And I've said that if they reach that point of the workflow, to end it.
All right. I weren't sure if you were just going to send all the messages first, then trigger that goal event, and then whatever messages are after it.
Yeah, no. So it will. Well, from what I can see there, look, when a contact meets the condition of the goal event, they'll jump straight to that goal. So if they meet that requirement at stage 2, they're going to jump straight to the goal. and the goal ends the workflow. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Or you could, for example, you could have it so there's more. I don't really know why you would want to continue anyway. But then what's the point of setting the goal? I don't really get like, or wait until the goal is met. No, we just want it to end. So they book the appointment, any stage, and then it just comes to the goal stage and ends. Yeah, and that's definitely right. Yeah. But what you could also do, though, there is ways that you can do it a bit different. So you can sort of say if else, like so. Basically, if the contact if the where would it be? Events. Where is it? This is missing something here. One sec. One sec. It should be an event, surely. Hmm. Okay, so it's not that then. 1 second, sorry. Oh, okay. I think I know. It's in its own section, isn't it? So it be appointment. So you could go if the appointment status is confirmed to then do the next step. Does that make sense? So you could, for example, say continue anyway. So if it meets the goal, it's going to jump to that goal event, and then if the appointment is confirmed, then you could then send out other texts and emails and do other things, move it along the pipeline, etc. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. And then what else have you got? While we're in here, I might as well keep looking, make sure that there's nothing else cool that we can do. I thought there was a way. No, where is it? Where's the thing I'm looking for? Where basically it snakes it off in 2 directions. I can't seem to find where. It's got to be that if, but there doesn't seem to be. So I suppose you could use the thank you page, but that seems a bit backwards. Hmm. Sorry, this is going to bug me if I don't get an answer to this. So sorry, guys. Sorry to just be standing here quiet. What did they use to go?
Oh yeah. So if you do the first bit that you were doing, and then an or.
Yeah,
thing
yeah, and then yeah. So if they just didn't have Oh, it is. Oh, okay, so it's in workflow trigger appointment status confirmed. Okay, so can you see here that you could have that if the booking is confirmed, to end the workflow, but the goal does it anyway. So I don't really know what
Yeah,
point
that's
I'm
another
trying to
thing
go
I've
there. I've lost my train of thought.
that in your emails and your forms, you can put a trigger link in, so
Yes.
that when you do that, because you have to put the trigger link into the form or the email, don't you, before you actually start selecting for a trigger link. You've got to put it on
Yes.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got to add
I was having
it
a
in
mess about
here.
with my workflow last night, and I put, oh, I'll have a trigger link, and I'm like, well, where is it? And it's because
Yeah, you've got
I'd not already put it in.
cool.
But yeah, it's clever. It's better than I thought it was going to be. To be fair, I were a bit
Excellent. Good.
apprehensive about it when we were
Good. Hopefully, yeah. And like I say, we're scratching the surface at the moment as well. Mike's going deeper, but he's still only in the shallow end, you know, with the possibilities.
Every time I go on it, I find something new.
Yeah,
but it's like there seems to be a lot of stuff in, like, there's a list of tabs there, but you go in it and then there's another list of tabs, and then there's even more shit in there, and sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, 100%, and that's why I've been trying not to go too deep, because
too quick,
then you know, I just want to get some basic stuff done, and then time is the best medicine for that. Does that make sense? Just using it, time on the software, and then you start getting creative, because once you do your first lot, then becomes normal. Yeah. So then you start to think a bit more outside the box, and more ideas come, and yeah. So yeah, it's cool stuff. So if that's it for today, we'll wrap up. The next session is, I think it's Monday, is it?
Thursday? Is it Thursday today?
It's Thursday today.
It'd be Monday, because it's installer, isn't it? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm at installer, and then I must have put in one for Thursday. Great, I'm going to be hungover.
Yeah, I think it's Monday, Thursday.
Yeah. Coolio. Who's going to installer? Any of you guys on here?
Yeah, I'm up there Tuesday, Wednesday.
I was gonna go because I thought it were next month, but obviously not.
Oh no. Are you staying over, Mark, on Tuesday, or are you going home?
No. I'm up there Tuesday because I've got to do some bits with Grumfoss after the event Tuesday, and I've got to do some bits with Ambiente and Steeble. I think maybe Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh, you're doing ambient underfloor, yeah?
Ambiente, yeah.
Is that how you say it? Oh, yeah. Look, I've got.
You blurred.
Yeah. My underfloor heating plan, I went with ambient. Yeah, I've got to do some work with them as well. So.
Oh, who did you go for, Antonio?
No, I've forgotten his name. Young English lad he was.
Right, yeah. But yeah, probably there's a few of them. Yeah, my account manager's Antonio.
Yeah, there's my plan.
Yeah, nice. We can have a look at that. I'll make sure they're doing the right thing for you for heat pump.
Yeah. I didn't even consider the heat pump, did I? You're right. Yeah, I should have thought about it beforehand, but I haven't laid any of it yet. We're using the 18 mil overfit board.
The Ambifloat.
Ambideck, I think it is.
Oh, you've got the Ambideck, have you? Yeah.
Ambideck 18, yeah. So we're going to tile straight off on top of it. They've assured me is fine. So
yeah, the Ambideck you can. Yeah. We use the castellated panels.
I was close to doing that, right? That was the actual order. I ordered it, right? And then I got a quote for the latex in, and I was like, well, that's another $2,500.
Oh, what for? Who did you go through? Easy Screed.
They sent me two contact details. One was $3,500, one was $2,500. It's about 100 square meters.
Yeah. On the Ambideck, you'll still need depending on the square meterage of your tiling, you'll still need a decoupling membrane on that.
Oh, really? What I'll have to, is that the, what's it called stuff? Ditramat.
Ditramat, yeah. You'll still need that on there.
Oh, they told me I didn't, because the deck sort of
you can tile straight. I'm not, I don't know. See, they said that to us, and I was chatting with the tilers and that, and they still like a decoupling, a Ditramat between it, because the Ambideck is quite solid. It's quite rigid, whereas the Ditramat does fluidly sort of move a bit with it.
Okay. So I think for the sake of what the Ditramat is, I'm probably just better off to do that then.
The Ditramat's nothing really, is it? Yeah, just roll that out and then it's done. Because then there's obviously you tile straight on top of that anyway. There's no thermal resistance on that. So
because again, I think I got a newbie dealing with me, because originally he said, because I've got one room that's having carpet, they'd put 6 mil ply down, and then I spoke to like a few people, and they were like, "Well, fuck me, that's going to restrict the heat massively, isn't it?" Like,
it's like putting engineered oak over it.
Yeah. So in the end, anyway, I spoke to somebody else and they said, well, no, just either use a cement board, a 6 mil cement board, because then that will just transfer the heat, or just latex over it. And then I went on the website and they changed. They actually added to say that, yes, do a 4 to 6 mil.
Yeah, you just want to seal the pipes, overlay, and then your carpet.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's really low tog rating.
Yes, because obviously, you want the heat to come through, don't you? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But no, that's it. No, that's all it needs anyway. But yeah, I'm up there anyway. We'll catch up and have a beer anyway.
Excellent. Yeah. We'll make sure we're going out for a meal. So there's about 12 of us that are on my coaching program. So if you're at a loose end in the evening, feel free to give us a ring. You're more than welcome. That's open to anybody that wants to come. So
yeah, sound. All right. Yeah, no sweat. We'll. There's always time. My wife walked in as soon as I said we'll have a beer. She went, "Oh, is that all you're going for?"
I keep trying to tell my wife it's a work event. Trust
it's
me,
networking.
I'm working when I'm there. Yeah,
it's networking.
I actually am working though. I'm recording for Hep2O on the day, so I've got.
Yeah, you would have.
The wife can't question me. I'm actually working.
Yeah.
Right, I'll leave you all to it, gents. All right.
See you later.
Right, cheers, Wayne. Don't forget your deadline for tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm on it, mate. I'm on it.
See ya.
See you later.
Cheers, pal.